So, a lot of you would have heard of Wynncraft, the largest MMORPG inside of Minecraft. You play as a soldier and battle through enemies and bosses to beat the corruption, while gearing up as much as possible with the hundreds of weapons and pieces of armor that are available. Which is what we're going to be doing in this video. Almost. This will be a completely naked playthrough of Wynncraft. This means that I'm not allowed to wear armor or accessories at all, no matter the situation. Which also includes quest items, which I'll get into later. My goal is to see if I can complete a hunter's calling without wearing a single piece of armor. Another thing to mention is that I'm doing this with Iron Man to add that little extra bit of challenge. I chose Archer for my class because of the nature of standing back and shooting from a distance, as I wasn't planning on taking damage. It's also my favourite class, so I was a bit biased. I started by skipping the tutorial before talking to the King of Ragni. These first few levels are going to be the easiest, so I will probably skip through them rather quickly. Afterwards, I furiously spammed shift to Ensign before I started to grind mobs because of the double XP bomb that I had to make the most of. Once the bomb ran out, I decided to start doing quests. I finished Ensign's brother easily and got the free secret discovery while I was there. I was also able to upgrade my weapon again. Then I just did Poisoning the Pest and was found by the OMG moderator Ocelot girl. Afterwards, I started and finished Cook's Assistant and the Infested Plants quests, though I did almost die of full damage for some reason. From there, I also did Tunnel Trouble so I could get the fast travel between Deathless and Ragni, and I did the Sewers of Ragni as well. Then I wanted to try Decrepit Sewers. My strategy for the first mob room was to basically pick off everything in the corners, and since nothing had range, I was fine. The rest of the dungeon was no problem, as I just employed the same strategies, and then came the Witherhead boss. Hello everyone, I want to welcome you to the Boss's Deck. I am joined by my co-host, the OMG moderator Ocelot girl.
Hello.
Do we have a matchup with us today?
Well, boasting a large 1250 health, the terrifying Aerostorm for someone with no armor, you would think so.
Think so?
That is, assuming, of course, that Witherhead actually aimed its target. In this fight, it uses the unpopular shoot at the other side of the room away from the player strategy. Unfortunately, it seems to not have worked this battle.
Oh. With that surprisingly easy victory, I bought a new bow with the dungeon items I got and moved on to the next quest, which was underwater. I talked to a Ringo before I went to the cave to get the gudgeon early, when I had the first of many deaths of the run, which was very unfortunate. Anyway, I went and did the quest like normal and got the gudgeon like I was supposed to. However, now I would like to introduce you to the terrible, awful, horrendous, abhorrent, disastrous arch-nemesis of this run, quest helmets. It's obvious in the name the problem of these items. See, they're required as parts of different quests. I have to wear them to get to certain areas, and as such, some quests are simply impossible with my rule set. This may become a problem in later runs. With the sad inability to finish the quest, I moved on to Stable Story simply because I saw that it was level 13 and I haven't beaten it since it was changed. I also died when I was tabbed out in Deathless with about 4 FPS and had a heart attack, as you can see. The actual quest portion of Stable Story was a bit scary, but I was able to get past it with my life before I went into the boss. Welcome back to another episode of the Boss's Deck. Is it true that we may have bitten off a bit more than we can chew today?
Yes, indeed. With Albert the Strong and Edis the Blind's very aggressive attack strategy, this may be very hard. They only need to land 2 hits in quick succession for us to be completely dead.
This seems scary indeed. Fortunately for us, we only need to kill Albert and pick up the key to win.
Yes, and with Edis pull spelling us to the dropped key for some reason, it was a lethal and scary battle.
With the very close battle behind me, I moved on to normal quests again, and I did Mushroom Man. Never mind, not normal quests. Afterwards, I was able to finish Elemental Exercise, which was no issue. Then I went to Potion Making, which has a boss that I bet most of you forgot about. Let's not waste time with introductions. Ocelot, what's our matchup today?
Do you seriously want me to commentate this? The fight is already over, why would you want this? Just go back to being quests!
With that, I finished Potion Making and moved on to the next quest, which was Arachnid's Ascent, and all that was just a horse ride across half of Wynn and up the volcano. I did, however, opt against trying Infested Pit as I had no attacks that did an area of effect by this point. Afterwards, I decided to make the treacherous journey to the Pigman Ravines to try my luck at the Creeper Infiltration quest. I was able to get to the village and get the Creeper skin without much trouble, but the hide was another story. See, you have to kill a Pigman Overlord to get it, and since they spawn in the middle of a Pigman camp, it's pretty hard to get. With a bit of patience, I was able to eventually kill it, however, with a strategy of hiding up top and shooting down. This was when the worst happened, however. The return of the quest helmet. This rendered this quest undoable, and my efforts sadly completely wasted. I really should research quests ahead of time, huh? With that crushing disappointment, I moved on to the next quest, which was Meltic's Well. I don't even think it gets to classify as a boss, but it was no problem. The quest afterwards was Lava Springs, and it had its scary moments, but I didn't die at all. I did, though, almost die to some random mob straight afterwards. Anyway, I went back to Deathless and did the Gravedigger quest. I decided to go back to Ragni to get the 12 rotten flesh, so the quest portion was no more annoying than normal. Welcome back to another episode of the Boss's Deck.
This time is just a mob with no range attacks at all, so don't get slapped in the face and you'll be fine. Next!
And with that easy boss fight, I was able to finish the quest, and I think that's where I'm going to leave it for today. I'll probably continue this series soon, as I have really enjoyed making a video on Wynncraft, but please do let me know what you thought of the video like it if you enjoyed, subscribe if you really enjoyed, and as always, have a great day. See you!